Warlocks, yes, I am on your class. I've kind of been wearing a dress for the past few days, most notably because I recently received Astrocyte Verse as a drop from Last Wish. I don't know what it is, man. Every time I ever put a dress on, RNG just skyrockets. But today, guys, we're actually picking up an old build that was used quickly after Forsaken launch, but I felt like the build was never perfected. So first up, boys, we are taking the Exotic Gauntlets Contraverse Holds, merging it with the Nova Warp subclass and combining it with Demolitionist ×2. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Chaotic Demolitionist. Ha! Man, that's a good name. Everything in this just flows. It was as if these perks were meant for each other. By the way, Bungie, if you ever want to outsource naming of weapons or exotics or perks, please, for the love of God, I'll do it for free. Now, with that being said, let's jump into this build. First up, guys, on Contraverse Hold, there is an intrinsic perk called Chaotic Exchanger. Resists incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, Feed the Void, or Handheld Supernova. Charged Void Grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on a hit. Now, what we're utilizing it with today is, of course, Handheld Supernova. This is nothing new, but essentially, guys, you hold your grenade button to convert your grenade into a short-range Void Blast. Now, this Void Blast can one-hit Guardians inside of Crucible, but I didn't really know what the kill range was for Handheld Supernovas. Turns out, a single Handheld Supernova can kill a Guardian from 17.5 meters, almost 18 meters here, boys, by simply holding and charging your grenade. Now, of course, it's not a guaranteed kill. There is going to be times that you leave opponents one shot or half health. I will say, even though there is a lot of spread in your Handheld Supernova, it is best to have your reticle on your enemy or pretty close to your enemy when releasing it. And since there is some travel time because it is a projectile that you're throwing, if you've got an opponent that is strafing a bunch on you, you obviously would want to throw the Handheld Supernova to wherever it is they're strafing to. Now, in terms of Contraverse Hold, let's talk about the damage resistance that you gain. So if you take some of the damage that I'm receiving right now from a Rose Hand Cannon, which hits for 68 per crit, drops to 41 per crit while I'm charging up my grenade. And something to take note of about Chaotic Exchangers, that damage resistance buff that you see there on the screen doesn't pop up when the grenade is actually fully charged. No, it pops up the moment you begin to charge it. That's why with this exotic, you're able to actually tank shotguns directly to the body. A lot of other scenarios where opponent thinks that they can come in there and finish you off with a melee, most of them are just not expecting that 34% drop there in damage reduction. And that 34% can keep you alive in a lot of situations. No, you're not an outright tank. Obviously, a headshot from a sniper will still take you down. Supers will still take you down. But there's a lot of 1v1 scenarios that you'll be able to survive just simply from charging your grenade and proccing Chaotic Exchanger. Now, having more grenades is the name of the game here. We've got 5 ordnance mods, which greatly diminishes our grenade regeneration speed, but it's just not enough. Like, it's good, but if you're looking to have a grenade in almost every engagement, and in some scenarios, a Handheld Supernova in back-to-back engagements, you're gonna really want to utilize weapons with Demolitionist, which takes us to Austringer here. Now, this was a new perk brought to us in Season of the Drifter, but it states that kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves. I feel like in a lot of scenarios this perk is overlooked, because most people are just wanting to make their weapon the best weapon it can possibly be without really relying on anything else outside of the weapon. This trait is really only beneficial for subclasses that have strong grenades. To make matters even better, we also have a Last Man Standing, which is a shotgun from Season of the Drifter as well, with the trait Demolitionist. So I've got 2 different weapons here, both dipping into Demolitionist. So here is the list of things that are constantly feeding us back grenade energy. Now, throughout all of this, I really want to analyze the playmaking potential that Contraverse Hold has alongside Handheld Supernovas, especially if you've got Demolitionists on your weapons. Demolitionist is that thing that just procs when you need that last bit of grenade energy for those engagements. And there will be times that you're going to need a little more. Despite all of these things feeding grenade energy back to you, there will be times that a single kill from either of these weapons will be enough to get your grenade back instantly for that next engagement. But probably one of the biggest contributing factors to the playmaking potential here for Handheld Supernova is, of course, dark matter. Void ability kills grant health, melee, grenade, and class ability energy. Now, the biggest thing from this is, of course, the health regeneration that you get when landing a void ability kill. You've got a couple of guys pushing on you, you're weak, you charge up your Handheld Supernova, you get a kill off, boom, you've got a little bit of health there to go into your next engagement. Now, some other things that are really going to make this loadout just blow up for you. Shout out to Les for just having all the right stuff on his Warlock account. You can tell this guy is a Warlock main. First up, enhance Ashes to assets. I know most people load out with 5 super mods. They're all about the passive super regeneration game. But when you got a loadout like this, obviously enhance Ashes to assets is like the best perk to go with here, as each Handheld Supernova will reward you tons of super energy. On top of that, we've preached about this armor perk before, but my God, is it valuable. Enhanced Bomber, even faster grenade cooldown when using your class ability. This enhanced perk for so many scenarios gets me my grenade back. And again, guys, the more grenades we get back here, the better. Now, a question that I want to answer, does fastball affect the kill range of Handheld Supernova? This is a perk that actually extends the range at which you can throw a grenade. Actually, it doesn't, unfortunately, as the kill range for gauntlets with fastball and gauntlets without both killed at 17.5 meters for Handheld Supernova. So considering that, guys, I wouldn't say you need to get Contraverse Hold with fastball. I would definitely look at something like maybe momentum transfer, as every time you do damage with your grenade, you also reduce your melee cooldown. And again, don't overlook the melee on the Nova Warp subclass, guys, as it does a lot of damage with Atomic Breach there. So fellas, that is Chaotic Demolitionist. Now for PvE, I would not suggest this build. Handheld Supernovas just does not do a lot of damage inside of PvE. And the damage resistance that you get from something like Contraverse Hold, it's nice, but not necessary inside of PvE. Nezarec Sin, Top Tree Voidwalker, supercharging those Vortex grenades, that would be the ideal path for PvE. But as far as middle tree goes, I don't know, guys, it's just not good. Not Handheld Supernovas, at least. Not this build. Nova Warp itself could probably be utilized for clearing ads inside of PvE, but even simple Vortex grenades out damages Handheld Supernovas. Well, guys, that is your build. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.